Hello, this is Nancy with Yoga Journeys, and for today's journey we're going to meet our own private yoga instructor, the wall. Yeah, the wall can help us fix different alignment issues that we might have, and some habits that we may have developed in our bodies. It can help us guide back to proper alignment. It can help us open certain parts of the bodies. It can help us anchor so that we can come into poses more accurately, and it can also help us with some of the more challenging balancing poses. And so we're going to do some of that today on the wall. Now, you may have seen the wall being used for a very restorative practice, or you may have seen the wall being used for the full inversions of headstand, handstand, and forearm balance. But what you may not have seen is how the wall can be used in that middle ground between the inversions and the restorative practices. So let's explore how we can use the wall. The first thing we're going to use the wall for is checking our posture. Now, chances are, through the course of your life, you may have developed a few little posture issues, and the wall is going to tell you all about them. So first, you want to sit as close to the wall as possible. Get your sacrum, that's that bone at the bottom of your spine, right against the wall. Okay? So that's going to be nice and flush. Notice what other parts of the body are contacting the wall. Okay, did you check in? Ideally, that bone at the bottom of your spine is pressing into the wall. The spine should be coming away slightly from the wall down at the lumbar spine. Okay. Then as we reach the shoulder blades and thoracic spine, we should find points of contact with the wall again. Okay. We're going to kind of draw the shoulder blades together so that the shoulder heads come back toward the wall. And now here's the key one, and here's where a lot of people miss. The back of the head should be firmly rested against the wall. From all of our computers and sitting and driving, we tend to jut our chin forward. So here we're gonna have to correct that. So let's bring our chin right back in line. Okay, and see how that feels in the body. Might feel a little bit awkward if you're not used to it. And now from here, you can do all kinds of warm-up activities and also check to see your range of motion all the way along with your arms. Bending from side to side, keeping those points of contact. Sacrum, shoulder blades, back of the head. And now what worked for sitting can also work for standing. So let's stand up with our heels against the wall, feet directly beneath the hips. Okay, let's activate the legs because this is our strong mountain pose. And now find the pelvis, kind of like, let's tip it back and forth. See how it brushes against the wall. And we're going to try to set the sacrum down, not just the bum cheeks. We want to try to get that sacrum nestled in there against the wall. Draw the hip bones together. That will activate your transverse abdominis. Okay, now let's move up the spine. A little bit of space at the lumbar. Okay, and then the shoulder blades and thoracic spine come against the wall. Are you finding that? What's the head doing? Oh yeah, we want to keep it out here, but we're going to contain it and bring it on in. Slide that chin into place. Another glorious use of the wall is opening through the shoulders and getting some intelligence into the arms. So one of my favorite ones is with extended puppy or extended child. So come up on your knees, hands shoulder width apart, right against the wall. Okay? And now we're going to slide our hands down as we sit our sit bones back to the heels and drop our chest toward the thighs. Our chest toward the mat, our ribs toward the thighs. Feel that opening in the shoulders, the armpits. Breathe into it. You can either release the head or keep the head in line with the arms. This is a great way to start bringing intelligence into the arms for things like downward dog, getting that kind of wrapping action, the fingers nice and wide. Okay. Another one is to work into full downward dog against the wall. This time we stand up and come to about a 90-degree angle against the wall. This is wonderful for people who might find downward dog a lot of a challenge because of the lack of upper body strength and opening through the shoulders. So to get that practice, we come right onto the wall, press the wall away from us, keep the fingers nice and wide, wrap those shoulders, firm the outer arms inward, and keep reaching the sit bones back. And drop the chest toward the earth. That's a beautiful warm-up for downward dog. Another glorious use of the wall is doing all those external hip rotated standing poses. And one of the most common being Warrior Two. So to use the wall to help with Warrior Two alignment, we're going to bring that back heel, in this case it's my right foot, right against the wall. Okay? And the outer blade is parallel to the back of the mat. I'm going to bring my front foot, and it's going to come almost to the wall. It's not quite, the outer blade is not quite pressing against the wall here, because the perfect alignment is arch to heel here. Okay, I'm going to set up here. I'm going to roll that left hip under, because you'll notice if you have a tendency to stick out your bum, you're not going to have much balance against the wall. So you're going to have to roll that guy in, root down through the outside. Okay, so here are your legs. So the outer hip is resting on the wall. The leg is paralleling the wall. The top of the thigh comes toward the wall. Okay. Now our shoulder blades also need to be against the wall here. So we need to drop that tailbone and lean back. Use the wall, lean right into it. Okay. And now from here, press yourself forward into the warrior. Okay. Making sure that that knee is just a little bit out from the wall, but very, very close, and both shoulder blades are on the wall. Okay, for our purposes, I'm just letting my thumbs come up to the sky. And what about the head? Let's turn that left ear to the wall. Okay, from here, our legs don't really have to move. We straighten that leg, and we reach out with triangle, keeping both shoulder blades on the mat, on the wall, and then coming down. We might not come down as far as we're used to in this pose, because maybe we're used to leaning a bit forward. But here, with both shoulder blades on the wall, we're finding the proper alignment. You might find, oh wow, I didn't know that it stretched the top hip. Yeah, triangle does access that top hip. And then let's see if we can turn our right ear to the wall, keeping both shoulder blades glued. And from here, we can move into half moon pose. So we're gonna shift our weight into the front foot, keep those shoulder blades on the wall as we rise up with that back foot. Another fantastic use of the wall is for an anchor for our heels for various poses like downward dog, warrior one, and especially revolved triangle. You'd be amazed at what anchoring that back heel can do for your extension into those poses, especially into getting the hips nice and square. So let's start out in downward dog. We're going to bring our heels pretty close. Bring our heels nice and close. Let's make sure we have our accurate downward dog. So come from plank, don't move the hands. And let's bring the heels down. And just see how that feels with the heels pressed against the wall. Then let's come forward with the left foot. We're going to pivot on that back foot so it's about 45 degrees, okay? Keeping the heel nice and anchored. Now from that anchor, you can roll that right hip forward so we can square out the hips for a glorious warrior one. With both the headlights of the hips are square to the front of the mat. We're lifting the lower abs up so we can have lots of space coming out of the pelvis. And now if we wanted to move into revolved triangle, we'd straighten that front leg, maybe even step it up a bit. Reach out with that right hand, draw that left hip back. Oh, feel how from the anchor point, we can roll that right hip forward. And then we find a place for our right hand to land and reach up with the left. Can you feel a difference here from having it free versus having that back heel anchored? Can you move even deeper into the twist? So another thing we can get out of the wall is help with some of our balancing poses. So the first one we're going to do is warrior three. We can even come from a warrior one against the wall, because our heel is nice and anchored. We come forward into our warrior. We set up our hands, maybe we come a little bit, pull that left foot a little bit back, and we're just gonna scoot the right foot up the wall. Okay, we could start out in airplane. Make sure that the toes are pointed down toward the ground. Square the hips, roll the inner thighs together, and then reach out from that place on the wall. Extending here. And then coming down. We can come right here and move into our revolved half moon. And we find we have a little more freedom to twist into it. And we just impress upon our bodies what that's like. And then we can work on challenging our balance. And there we have it. Some of the many ways we can utilize something as simple as a wall to help deepen and enhance our yoga practice. I hope you enjoyed sharing the journey with me. And if you like this video, make sure to hit like. And if you would like more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And if you have a question or comment or request, please leave it in the comment section down below. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.